All right, I saw the first episode of season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, and just the basics of it. It's not bad. It's a pretty good episode that opens up, uh, and just how crazy the last season ended, where I often said it leaves as if New York City seceded from the Union. It's a bit of that is downplayed to a point. Um, there's just that, yeah, that Wilson Fisk declared martial law on the city. He realistically he wouldn't be able to. There are some elements. I mean, I would suggest that sanctuary cities and policies like that are in absolute defiance of federal law and so on. That's not the story they're making here. But nevertheless, it opens up with an action scene that's reminiscent of Batman Begins. And the whole thing about Daredevil on television, especially the first 2 seasons of the Netflix special, has always left me thinking, man, if someone could do this with Batman, that would be the answer to your streaming woes, because I think a lot of people would tune into that. But nevertheless, so it's very similar, kind of, sort of that. You got all your storage crates and whatnot on this ship, and then one by one, Daredevil's picking them off and that sort of. So it's some cool action scenes there. He's dealing with it. Oh, arms are being shipped in. It's the secret underbelly corruption of the Fisk reign. And there's all kind of weapons and whatnot. But if they're found out, there's a contingency plan. And oh boy, does it go down in a spectacular way. Of course, Daredevil escapes and whatnot. But this opens up a can of worms and a problem for Fisk. And of course, increases his anger and rage at Daredevil. And, of course, Matthew Murdock, who is Daredevil, is basically hiding out. He's got a hideout where he and Karen Page are plotting their revolt against the rule of Wilson Fisk, Kingpin. So you reacquainted with the main players and characters here and how that goes. And where they are and perhaps where they're going and whatnot. One of the more annoying things about it is the BB segments. That's the Ben Urich's daughter, although I would have thought probably more granddaughter than maybe she is. Did I forget that or get that wrong? Anyway, it's just, I guess it's like her TikTok channel type reporting or whatnot. It's not without its credibility as to how things may or may not happen. And of course, her in on Fisk's administration is, Tony Soprano's son, who's, the son of, and Galdafini. But he's there, and he's now deputy mayor. Wilson's taken an interest in until he doesn't need him anymore, of course. But, he's obviously got a little crush on the girl and whatnot. And so she's spying on him. Would he have the ability to spy on her and what? I don't know, but probably not. He's a bit full of himself and probably won't go well for him, would be my guess. But nevertheless, a lot of the setup, it's done okay. There's some elements I don't think it would go that way, but it's, escapist, superhero fantasy and whatnot. And so there's slowness to a certain, you get this opening of action. And that's wise. That's good. Daredevil has turned his suit black because, look, it was during the night that he does this initial job. But I guess, it's his mood, he's not. But anyway, his suit is black now. And all that. So, but the goings-ons and whatnot of the machinations of how the city is operated. Meanwhile, the news reports show everybody's really happy with how the city is. It's all bright, crime is down, everything's great. There's this strange thing about this ship that's sunk in the harbor and all that. And, well, what was that about? Well, I'd rather you not know. Well, a spook that comes along. And this is the mysterious Mr. Charles, who shows up in the episode. And but as was rumored that he's linked to Julie Louis-Dreyfus's character who set up the Thunderbolts. He is. And could that be a linkage for later and whatnot? Yeah, maybe, provided MCU can survive long enough for stories like that to be told. After the events of Thunderbolts, she might be wanting to develop a new team of those Thunderbolts, even though she's connected to their new Avengers team. But they're on tour, so she might have to put together a new team, and some of these characters that could come out of Daredevil would fit right in. Maybe even Daredevil himself, considering how this might go. So not a lot to say. It's oh boy, it's doing the same stupid as the previous one. It's only one episode, but it could go south so easily. But this time around, if they're attempting to do what they tried to clean up from the last one, it might be a better season. But does that mean anyone showed up? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I think the Spider-Man movie, if people understand this, I know some would, but with the Hand clearly present there, and of course Punisher being in the movie, that might draw enough attention to take a look at Daredevil, because there's probably more people interested in a Spider-Man movie. And with its connections to this, well, maybe that'll get them to tune in. And if you did a good job on this season, you might salvage it. They're already going to do a season 3, but, I guess they're still in the mindset they'll do what they want. But I'm like, But anyway, troubling aspects of it. Well, the obvious thing was always going to be there. You just have to roll your eyes and move on. That they see Fisk as a parody, I guess, or whatever, or a statement or response to Donald Trump. And instead of Make America Great Again, the Born Again, which is, of course, which is completely lost from the original. It really, yes, it was Daredevil versus Kingpin, but the original story is so much better, and how Kingpin took Daredevil down and how he had to claw his way back. It's not really there at that level in this story. And Born Again, it was just a title they threw in because, well, they're reviving the Daredevil series for more of the inclusion of MCU and totally under the banner of MCU rather than licensed out to Netflix as they did originally. But now the story's weaved in as the campaign slogan or, movement slogan, what have you, of Mayor Fisk. So it's basically Make America Great Again, but now it's Born Again, for New York being born again. And then they're going to show you, no matter, well, even if it looks like everything's really good, it's not, and that kind of thing. It's enough to a lot of incidents, and I would hazard to or warn to not do this sort of thing, because it's probably going to kick some people right out of the show. Even though, there's something to be said if someone is convinced and a guy is able to smooth talk and this sort of thing while there's still bad things happening or what have you. And in this case, this monster who murders people with his bare hands is there. But hey, man, he really keeps the streets clean, that kind of thing. It's something to approach, but when it gets too much on the nose, it could be a problem. And I'm sure it is and will be for quite a few. But other than that, it's just one episode, but it had its tone, it's set, and it offers its action. That it's bookended by action scenes. There's the opening one and then the ending one, which has a surprising twist. Well, maybe not so surprising considering the events of the last season, and all that. So I guess so far so good, but of course I know it can go very, very south very quickly, and we'll just have to see how that turns out. But all in all, it was an okay episode. Yeah. So again, I'll see how this works out.